Hey guys, Miss Mullis is back with you today. We are going to continue with our study of Lion and the Mouse. And the reason I went ahead and started out with our Mountain View home screen is because, as you know, we are not going to be using our reading textbook today. We're going to be using the My Own app. And we have to get to it a little bit differently. So if everyone will go ahead and log on to your NC Ed Cloud first, as I log on to mine. Okay. Once you get there, once again, you will go to your Clever page like always. But there's something a little bit differently that we need to do to be able to access My Own. Okay, so instead of immediately going to your teacher's homeroom site, see the connection here like mine, no matter who your homeroom teacher is, if you'll look down below the different pages, you will find the favorites that are shared by the district. That just means they're shared by all the schools in Ashe County. And there you will find My Own. So if you will click on that app, now it may not be in the exact same order, but look across that bar and find My Own. Click. All right. Notice it's pulling up My Homeroom Class. Doesn't matter whether you're in My Homeroom or not, because we're actually going to the library link. So if you'll look up there at the top, even if your page looks different, you should see classroom, news, library, the different links. And we are going to the library. So if you'll go over and click on library, right underneath library, you should see some other tabs to click on. And we want to do a search because we are searching for a particular book. Click there. Okay, notice right away it should come up for you and it should say in bold black letters, search for books, which is what we're doing. So you're going to go over to the search bubble there that's highlighted in blue, and you're going to type in the lion and, whoops, even I made a mistake, the mouse, because that's the title of the book that we're looking for. So I'll give you a few seconds to get that typed in. And then you're going to search. Okay, look, right away we have books coming up for us based upon our search. And here we go. We're going to look at two different versions today. Here is one of the retellings of Lion and the Mouse, the fable. We're going to look at it first. Notice if you speak Spanish in your home, or if you'd like to practice learning some Spanish on your own, this is not a part of your assignment, but on your own, you could also look at The Lion and the Mouse read in Spanish. But for our lesson, we're focusing on the first Lion and the Mouse here. After we read through it, then we're going to look at the Lion and the Mouse told by the timid but truthful mouse. So we're going to hear the mouse's side of the story and how this story happened. But go ahead and click on the Lion and the Mouse here to read. Okay, notice on my screen, of course, it's saying continue with the book because I had read it before as I planned this lesson. I'm going to just click start over. Beginning of the book.
The Lion and the Mouse. A retelling of
And I'm going to pause it for a moment. As you read this version, see if you notice ways that our Lion and the Mouse fable in our textbook is like this particular version of Lion and the Mouse and how it's different. Remember, when you're reading a book on My Own, you go to this arrow on the right-hand side of your computer screen.
afternoon, a tiny mouse woke up from a nap. He left his house in search of a snake. The mouse closed his eyes and said, "Oh, good," when he opened his eyes again, he found himself in front of a slot of a little snake. But his tiny shadow passed over his face. He went out and made a tremendous smile. The smile was tingling. Looks like I've been looking for a snake. The mouse was here under his nose. Snake, begged the mouse. You can't rest. Just a said the girl. I am king of the flowers. Since you have found me a good mood, I give you your freedom. Your Majesty, the master cried. Was now a delicious food and went back to the search for a snack. The mouse kept his eyes open while he followed his nose. Then he heard a strange noise. Went back around the corner he had followed. He found a rolling trap in a lot. Shouted the mouse. And now the bird could hear the mouse's tired voice. What do you do, little one? Asked the man. It is better for you to run away before the poachers return and catch you too. He crawled up into the tree and chewed at the nut. Teeth were not as large as the lion's, but they were very sharp. Lion, the lion leaped for the ant. Free at last. Right, my small friend, said the lion. You were able to find me, and I love it of you. I love you, my mouse. Good morning, your Majesty, said the mouse. You have one meeting. You're absolutely the king of the forest, and his new friend disappeared into the trees together. You didn't think that would, the mouse said. And what I call his new
Okay, so we just enjoyed that version of The Lion and the Mouse. Hopefully, you were able to find some similarities and some differences. One of the things I noticed right away at the beginning, and I hope you noticed it as well, was that um, in this particular version, the mouse found himself right in front of the lion's snout instead of on the lion's tail. All right, so now we're going to go ahead. You finished this book. And when you click I finished, it takes you back to your search. Once again, Lion and the Mouse is what we're looking for because we want to look at the one that's told from the mouse's point of view. And it's a very cute story. So we'll give it time to load again. And if you look through your books, you'll see The Lion and the Mouse, narrated by the timid but truthful mouse. And remember, narrated means it is told by. So we're going to go to this particular book now. It's a very cute story.
The Lion and the Mouse, narrated by the timid but truthful mouse, by Nancy Cohen, illustrated by Christine.
Okay, now before we actually go back and read the story from the beginning, which I'm going to ask you to do in just a few minutes, I want us to go ahead and look ahead to some pages where we need to be able to know the meaning of the vocabulary word being used. And we're going to see if you guys can put on those thinking caps and figure out what definition best fits that page. So as you go over to the gray arrow on the right hand side, we're actually going to skip over. Sorry, she started speaking quicker than I thought. But anyway, we're going to look at this first page and then we're going to skip through a little bit. So as Bitsy introduces herself here on page 5, I want you to really look for how the word key is being used. Okay, so the word you're looking for is key. What type of key is being used in this story? Okay, so if you'll notice up there, she introduces herself and she reminds you of the fable that you just read, one of the classics from the My Own. But she says right after that, it's missing some key details. I know because I was there. Okay, so we're going to stop sharing for just a moment, okay, so that we can look at our word key. And let's look at our choices for today. Which type of key do you think Bitsy is talking about? A device for opening a lock. B, something important to understand. Or C, do you think Bitsy is talking about a button on a computer pushed with fingers? So I'll give you just a moment to think about the sentence. Choose your meaning. And if you chose B, you were correct. Something important to understand. So she is saying that some key or important details had been left out of that story for you to understand it correctly. Hopefully you got that one correct. Now we're going to go back to sharing our screen once again. Okay, now we are actually though going to take a moment, since we're not reading through the complete story yet, we're going to skip ahead to page 14. So if you'll just take your A and skip, and then when you get here on 14, sorry guys, it always starts playing before I can pause it, but anyway, Once you get to page 14, we'll give everybody a second to make sure you're there. The word we're looking at this time is nails. Okay, so I want you to think about how Betsy is telling this story from her point of view and what type of nails is she referring to. Now we'll listen. Okay, so let's look at that sentence up here. Seems like she was so excited to be getting along with her twin sister. And it says, she was actually nice to me. We painted our nails. Okay, so on this particular vocabulary word that has more than one meaning, we even have a picture clue in case you're having trouble figuring it out. Okay, so using that picture clue, we're going to look at our choices. Okay, here, oops. Okay, wait just a second. I'm not sure what just happened. There I am. Okay, so we're going to look at our choices here. What type of nails is Bitsy referring to? A, the hard covering at the end of our fingers and toes. B, a long, thin piece of metal with sharp ends attaching things together. Or none of the above. Which one is she referring to? And as I said, if you were not sure, look at the picture clue. This one should have been easy. Hopefully everybody quickly figured out that it was A, right? They did their nails together. They painted their nails. All right, we're going to look at two more, and then I'm going to give you a chance to read the book and take an AR test. All right, so we're going to share that screen once again. Now we're going to flip ahead to page 18, and we're looking for the word invisible. And I bet some of you are thinking, well, there's only one meaning to the word invisible. But believe it or not, there's more than one. So with your arrow, go to page 18. We're going to listen at it together. All right, so our sentence there with the word invisible is, and I would never be invisible again. So remember from back at the beginning of the story, Bitsy says she just feels invisible, but what does she mean by that? So we're gonna go. All right, so here are our choices. Does she mean that she is impossible to see, which is A, B, unnoticed by others, or C, not visible? What does she truly mean by saying that she would not be invisible anymore? Give you a few seconds. All right, hopefully you chose B, unnoticed by others. She feels as if her sister and other people have never noticed her before and paid attention to her, which is a terrible way to feel. But by doing this job, rushing in to save the line, she feels like everyone will notice her and she will be a friend to others. Let's see if that works. So we're going to go to one last page. Okay. All right, so we're going to go to page 20. And this will be the last word that we do together before you have a chance to go back to the very beginning and read this wonderful story from Bitsy's point of view. here is our word, free. Page 20. Think about it as we listen.
"Do you mean it?" he asked. I nodded. He calmed down and I got to work. Achoo, achoo, achoo. What a wonderful scent! Wow, the lion is able to twist himself free. I'm sorry I laughed at him, he said. You were right. A mouse cannot have a lion. Then he bounded off into the forest. I turned on. And when I froze my hatchet, the rats hung on me.
All right, so here we see where she actually did go up onto that net and bravely started chewing through until the lion was able to be free. Notice our sentence. Finally, the lion was able to twist himself free. So what meaning of the word free do we need to know to understand this sentence? Okay, so let's look at our choices. This is the last one, guys. Does it mean free as in not costing any money, which is A, or B, able to do what you wish, just like sometimes we have free choice in the classroom, or C, not trapped or held by something? I'll give you a second to think which meaning of the word free we need to understand for that part of the fable. And hopefully you chose C, not trapped or held by something, because he was no longer trapped inside the net. I hope everyone got all those correct today. All right, so that'll be our last vocabulary word. Now we're just going to go back for the last time to our story. Your job is to now go back to the beginning of the story. Takes you a few seconds to get there. There we go. Okay, go back to the very beginning of The Lion and the Mouse, narrated by the timid but truthful mouse. And as you go through this story, read it carefully. Enjoy the lesson that is learned by not only the lion, but I think the mice themselves learned a lesson on how to treat others as they saw Bitsy rushing to the rescue and getting their attention. After you've read the story, okay, you have a choice to make. You may either reread it one more time today and take your AR test, or you may reread it again tomorrow. Just this particular one, The Lion and the Mouse, narrated by the timid but truthful mouse. Make sure you read it one more time today or tomorrow. Then take that AR test and let your homeroom teacher know that you are finished with our study of The Lion and the Mouse for this week, and you have taken the AR test so that she may look up your score. All right, so that's it for the week. I hope you guys have some fun with The Lion and the Mouse. And some of you may decide you even want to get on to my own, such as we're on now, or some of the other wonderful links that Miss Dixon has for us, and find some other exciting fables to read. Okay, bye-bye, guys. See you next week.